Hello, good morning, my dear students. Once again, we have the last theorem of this probability theory unit, that is unit 1 of your syllabus. This is the last theorem, and here also again we will not prove this theorem. The theorem is the famous Lindbergh-Feller theorem. First, you note these 2 points, that is, Lyapunov theorem gives a sufficient condition for a sequence of independent random variables to obey the central limit law. That is the previous theorem that we did. This theorem, that is Lyapunov theorem, gives, this theorem, here it is only a sufficient condition in the case of Lyapunov theorem, but in the Lindbergh-Feller theorem, gives a necessary and a sufficient condition for the sequence of independent random variables to obey the central limit law. So this is a sufficient condition in the Lyapunov theorem, and here in the Lindbergh-Feller theorem it gives both a necessary and a sufficient condition. Another point is that Lyapunov theorem requires the existence of the moments of order higher than 2. You remember x minus expectation xk to the power 2 plus delta. So that is moments of order higher than 2, because this 2 plus delta in the power. Here the existence of variance is only required. Here means in the case of Lindbergh-Feller theorem here. So we will not prove this, but the statement of the theorem says that let xn be a sequence of independent random variables having finite non-zero variances. So this is the only condition here, finite non-zero variances, and let fn denote the distribution function of xn. Then the conditions, what are the conditions? Condition 1 and 2. You see the conditions: limit over n, maximum over k ranging between 1 and the n, sigma k square by variance of Sn is equal to 0. Condition number 2, that is xn obeys the central limit law. This is the condition: Sn minus expectation Sn divided by square root of the variance of Sn asymptotically distributed as normal 0, 1. These two conditions hold if and only if for every epsilon positive. The third condition, limit over n 1 by variance of Sn, summation k goes from 1 to n, integral in this set, this is the set, so x minus mu k greater than epsilon root over variance of Sn. This is the set where integral is to be performed, and the integrand is x minus mu k whole square is equal to 0, where mu k is expectation xk we know, and the sigma square k is variance of xk. So what the theorem says is that these two conditions hold if and only if the third condition hold. Okay. So the discussion, dfk is the distribution function of xn. So dfk is fk is the distribution function of xk that we know. So these are the two conditions we have to prove to hold if the third condition hold, and vice versa. Okay. So here we will discuss the theorem, the statement of the theorem without proof. So this discussion is very important. This is open in the exam. The condition in equation 3, condition 3, the condition in 3 was due to Lindbergh and is commonly known as Lindbergh condition for normal convergence. Normal convergence means central limit law. The condition in Roman 1 was due to Feller and is commonly referred to as Feller condition. So what are the Feller condition and Lindbergh condition? We understand the third one is Lindbergh condition and the first one is Feller's condition. Lindbergh originally established the condition in 3 as a sufficient condition for normal convergence in condition 2 that we have written. But later on, Feller has shown that Lindbergh condition is not only sufficient for normal convergence in 2 to hold, but also 1 to hold. So condition 1 is the added condition that is to be hold if Lindbergh condition holds. Okay. Further, Feller has also shown that Lindbergh condition is necessary for both 1 and 2 to hold. But this is the important point. What Feller has done is that Lindbergh condition not only imply the normal convergence to hold, but also implies the first condition to hold. That is the contribution of the Feller, contribution made by Feller. And further, what Feller has done is that Lindbergh condition is not only necessary, not only sufficient, but also necessary for both 1 and 2 to hold. So ultimately, we will show that with the help of examples, Lindbergh condition is too strong for central limit law to hold. What is the meaning of too strong? The meaning of too strong is that if Lindbergh condition is satisfied, then it not only implies Lindbergh normal convergence, it not only implies the central limit law to hold, but another condition, that is condition number 1, to hold. So Lindbergh condition is more than what we require, for normal condition, because it also implies another condition to hold. So that is the idea of too strong for central limit law to hold. So this we will demonstrate, we will discuss it with the help of an example in the next class. For today, you try to understand only this statement of the Lindbergh-Feller theorem. It is a very important, it is a very famous theorem in probability theory for a sequence of independent, not necessarily IID, not necessarily identical, for an independent random variables to obey the central limit law. Hope all of you are very safe at home. Stay safe, stay home.